Welcome to this TWiP webinar free preview of the Getting Started in Fashion Photography webinar. Hi, my name is Frederick Van Johnson, and I'm happy to have you with us.
Hi guys, my name is Lucas Passmore. I'm a fashion photographer I live downtown Los Angeles, in Los Angeles, California. I'll get into what that means exactly in a moment, but real quick, I want to kind of give everyone the heads up that fashion photography and tasteful and artful nudity kind of go hand in hand sometimes, not all the times, definitely not exclusively. But for this presentation, there are going to be a breast or two. So if that offends you, if you don't want to see that, you've got small-ish children in the room, please avert their eyes or maybe watch this another time. So a little bit about me real quick. Name's Lucas Passmore again. I am a fashion photographer in Los Angeles, California, and while there are many kind of broad spectrums of fashion, what my moneymaker is commercial fashion photography. So when you say fashion photography, one drums up images of couture looks, big top name designers, and supermodels. And while that's certainly something even I would like to delve into later on in my career, the sect of fashion photography I'm in is commercial fashion. That is advertising clothing for kind of commercial brands. This would be the kind of stuff you'd see billboards, catalogs, lookbooks, the stuff that you see on websites for brands like Abercrombie, Levi's, Free People, Anthropology, Quicksilver, Forever 21. So that is more on the commercial fashion photography spectrum, whereas stuff like designers like Rick Owens or Prada or Stella McCartney or Chloe are more on the kind of haute couture fashion end, which is mainly kind of based out of New York. Whereas I am myself based out of LA, and for anyone in the Los Angeles / Southern California area, fashion photography commercial fashion photography is kind of the main market here. So that said, the topics we're going to be covering today real quick. What is a model test shoot? If you want to get into fashion photography, there's no one formula, there's no one equation, but getting into agency testing, that is shooting models for agencies for your book and for them is a really fast and well-trodden avenue to go. The second part we'll be talking about is pre-visualization and planning your model test shoot. The shoot itself will be section 3, post-delivery, how to get images to the agent and what they're looking for, and also you finished your shoot, what's next? And of course, at the end, as Frederick mentioned, we'll be doing a little Q&A with y'all. So first off, like I said before, model agency testing is a really good, I wouldn't say easy, but it is an easier way to get your career started, and that's the main topic we're going to be talking about today is shooting models for agencies, specifically test shoots. So what is a model agency test shoot? Well, there's a couple of definitions, but the two kind of main ones is, as you can see on your screen here, it's an arranged shoot between a photographer and a model with her agency as the liaison. So what that means is all communication goes through the agent. You do not talk to the model yourself before. You do not have the model's number or email. All confirmations, all setup, everything, any problems always go to the agency as a hub. They're the middleman. And so this is for the purposes, of course, of creating, adding to, or updating the model's portfolio. So an agent may contact you and say, hey, we've got Cindy here. We need to update her portfolio for just kind of mix it up. She needs new images. Can we retain your services as a photographer to do so? And I'll get into parsing out kind of what all that means in a moment. And of course, the second broad definition is exactly the same thing as the first, only it's not only updating the model's portfolio, it's updating your portfolio as well. So this is kind of a mutually beneficial relationship there, a symbiotic relationship. So here's examples of a model agency test shoot. So these are all photos done by me that I've done as pure tests. These are not commissioned. These pictures did not appear anywhere in any kind of publication. The only place they appeared were in my portfolio and website, and the model's portfolio on the agency's website. And I should note that all photos, I would say 99% of the photos you're going to see in this presentation are photos I've taken that I did as test shoots. Nothing you're going to see, photos I've taken in this presentation have been a job or something someone's like a brand has paid me for. Everything you're going to see is just an example of a test shoot. So you'll see that it's pretty straightforward and pretty easy. So if let's go back to scenario A. If I'm contacted by a modeling agency and they want me to shoot one of their models for them to kind of update her portfolio, we have to then ask ourselves, are modeling agency test shoots paid or unpaid? And my answer is, it depends. So let's parse through some scenarios right here. So again, let's go back to case A. So it's an arranged shoot between you and the models with the agency as liaison for purposes of updating the model's portfolio. So what you're doing as a photographer is you're bringing value to the model's portfolio. Your test images could go on to land her bigger jobs that will pay thousands and thousands of dollars. It will make the agency money. It'll make her money. So it would make sense that you should be compensated for that monetarily. The other, but the other side of the coin is by this fascinating stock photography image that Frederick pulled. If that's supposed to be, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. This could be also interpreted as I'll pick grubs off your back. So you have to weigh yourself. It's like, do you want to do a favor for the agency, or do you want to get paid? So that's kind of what you really have to determine, and we're going to get more into that in a little bit. But just so you know that not every single agency is going to be willing to pay for a model test shoot. And so you have to determine, well, if they're not going to pay me, is it worth my time? What could I be getting besides money? What could I be banking besides dollars? Because I found that, in a lot of professions in life, garnering favors really is kind of more valuable than a couple $100 that I'd make from a model test shoot. Having the agent or agency owe you and kind of having them in your pocket might be, there might be a scenario where you want to cash that in that would kind of take you further than just a couple $100 you earn from shooting. So, but that's not all the time either. Sometimes, the model that they may be asking you to shoot is not particularly inspiring to you. You're busy. You don't really have time to do favors. And so then you can ask for money. But again, we're going to go into this all a little bit later. I will say, though, that doing favors for modeling agencies does have its benefits. And as you can see here, you get invited to all the model parties all year, all the holiday parties, all the kind of anniversary parties, all the fun parties, the summer parties. And so those are good times if that's kind of your scene. And open bar never hurt anybody. It's a great place. The agency parties are a great place to network, meet clients of the agency who then you can go on to work with and make more money than you ever would just testing the model. So there are perks, guys. But again, we'll get into that in a little bit. The second scenario, again, going back to what an agency test shoot is it's for the model's portfolio and it's for your portfolio as well. So if it's for your portfolio, and especially if you ask to shoot a model, if you say, oh, Cindy the model, that's going to be her name today. Cindy is real. I could see her being my muse. She's perfect for this personal project I'm doing. I want to shoot a test shoot that I would go on to submit to a magazine in hopes of publication, or I want to shoot a test shoot with Cindy to because her face would really bring value to my portfolio. In this scenario, especially if you're asking, you're not going to get paid. You might not even get the model because the model might not be someone they think that needs to test or someone who doesn't even do tests anymore. But if just know that if you're asking to do it, which is kind of what I do more often than the other way around, you don't expect to get paid. What you get is a great face, and for your portfolio, you get practice shooting. It's not bad practice shooting with a real model. And also, if you happen to deliver awesome images from your own personal test shoot using an agency model, the agency more than likely will use it as well, and then keep you in mind for future projects. So again, in the second scenario where you're asking the agency to shoot one of the girls, that's a scenario where you're just not going to get paid. So don't ask. Anyway, but what you do get is you get awesome images for your book. And as you can see here are some images I took of agency models just for fun. Just like, hey, let's go shoot. This will be good times, and we'll all get something from it too. So something I want to make really clear. whether it's case A or case B, for shooting an agency model, we all know the federal copyright law is that if you're the one who takes the picture, if you're the one who pushes the shutter button and you take a picture of the model, whether or not they ask you to do it or you ask them, yes, you do own the rights to the images. However, you cannot sell or license any of your images without consent, permission, or negotiation with the agency. This includes selling gallery works, selling prints. If you wanted to put all your photos of all your model test shoots into a book and sell that, you absolutely cannot do this despite you owning the rights, because you engaged with an agency and are using a product of theirs. Now, it's kind of objectifying to call a model a product, but we're talking business here, and in fact, she is a product, she is a commodity, she does have a worth. So again, you cannot just turn around and sell your test images to a stock agency or to a magazine or to a brand without consent, which will mostly result in some kind of monetary compensation for the agency and for the model herself. So I have to make that super clear so you guys don't get in trouble, because if you try to do something subversive, this is the quickest way to get blackballed and endure a firestorm of legal trouble. These agencies are corporations, and they have big legal departments, and whose sole purpose is to find instances where clients, brands, or photographers are using photos of their girls without some kind of contract or negotiations in place. So again, don't mess with it. You need to understand that the images you take of the model, whether even if she pays you, the images you take are for portfolio and promotional display only. Okay, so if the model pays you to test, okay, if the agency pays you to test, they cannot take it goes the other way around. They cannot take your images and then sell them to, let's say, American Eagle. Whether it's model asking you or you asking the model, or the agency asking you or you asking the agency, this is always and only for portfolio and promotional displays. So, what does an agency want from a test shoot? Well, they want clean and clear, especially if you ask them to shoot, and they're going to give you a model for free on her time. They're going to want back images that they can use. That's kind of.
Thanks for watching this free preview of Getting Started in Fashion Photography. If you'd like to check out the full version, just head over to thisweekinphoto.com/shop. There you can download this webinar and others as they become available. If you're a TWiP member, you have access to this webinar and all other webinars as part of your TWiP membership. Thanks for watching.